Check. 1 2 1 2. Better Games in the building. You know what it is. Thank you and welcome to Better Games TV. I'm Better Games. Let me get the music off. Let me get this off screen. Hey, first things first. My peoples come first, and my people, those here, those no longer here, thought of, remembered, and we gonna get into it. Okay, let me get this off screen as well. Let's go. Now you saw from the thumbnail, which I'm not currently wearing right now, but I want to speak on a few things. And I'm going to do this because I did send out the link. And just after the intro, I'm going to bring some of my peeps on the channel. It's Why Always Me? Why Always Me? Typically, I'm going to do my best for this to be Wednesday shows. This week is a Thursday show. Sent out the link for those that were able to join me, fellow Manchester City fans. But let me just address this real quick. Why Always Me? Episode 107, if I remember correctly. And today's show, I'm going to be discussing all of this right here. All of this. I'm going to have the timer up just so I stay on point and you know the flow of the show. 5 minutes per topic, interactions with you in the comments. Help this channel grow sub by sub. So share this, comment, be in the mix. And I'm going to speak on Manchester City's kit, the throwback. I'm going to speak on this kit and its throwback. I'm going to speak on that. That'll be the first topic. The Community Shield and the Derby. We're going to have to address that. Arsenal, Liverpool strengthening some of the transfer windows. We'll talk on that. Listen, I'm not trying to play no mind games. I'm just trying to keep things very real and accurate. Trying to continue to win the title after a 4-peat. Incredibly difficult, and that's why it's going to be a tough season. We're going to talk about Julian Alvarez, and I want to get some feedback. I want to get some feedback from you in the comments with potential watch-alongs. The reason why watch-alongs are difficult for me is because typically I'm watching the game and I'm still getting things done in my household. Right? Got 2 minions that I got to help groom, my prince and princess, and then the way the games hit over here pretty early. So Saturdays, Sundays, I'm going to do my best to probably bring some watch-alongs, but I want to get some feedback from everyone. Now, before I do that, before I start the clock, I'm also going to address and shout out the very first comment, because this is the person that took time to say, "Yo, Vader, I like what you're doing. I want to be a part of the show. I'm interacting." And the very first comment on today's show happens to go to my girl DC. Vader, looking fly in that kit. Thank you. I'm gonna do a quick wardrobe change and change back into it. But right now, I got it in my hand. Let me also shout out the girl RK in the building, AJ in the building. Big up Vader every time. You know, good looking out, AJ. Honestly, your new shirt looks it's clean. It's clean. It's the absolute proper throwback. And let me get into it. All right, so let's do this nice and clean. Let's do this proper. Vader game. All right, and let's start the clock. That's how we have to do this. My computer tripping. No, we're good. All right, here we go. The City kit. All right. Now the reason why I love what City's doing, and to be completely fair and honest with you, a large portion of the fan base, if we want to talk about those that made the move, like physically made the move from Main Road over to the Etihad, there was the still trying to bring that history, bring that connection. And I'm going to bring my man Han from backstage shortly, but it's to bring the history and that legacy and the memories from Main Road over to the Etihad. So, in all honesty, that portion of the fan base said, "You know what, City kind of dropped the ball a little bit. I get how it's to move and be innovative, but also let's keep that connection." And in all fairness, that feedback I think has landed. It's resonated. In addition to the statues that are out front, in addition to the naming of the stands, there's just been a conscious effort to continuously tie things from the past as well as the success of present day. And when you do a kit launch like this, or when you do a kit drop like this, just by proxy, you have all fans revisiting that time. And what I love about what they did with the kit, and let me bring my man on from backstage. How you doing? Oh, let me put my headphones on so I can hear what you're saying. What it do, man? How you doing? Thanks for being on the show.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me, Veta. How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm loving it right now. We're just a couple days away from the season kicking off, the curtain raiser with the Community Shield, and
Yeah.
I want to share because again, I have no problem contributing to the club. In my across the Atlantic, my ability to help support the club is through kit purchases. It's through memorabilia, and this kit. Martin, don't kill me with the jersey. I'm accustomed to saying jersey, but this kit is just crazy clean. And what it may not show, and the reason why I want to change is because I'm wearing black, right? I want to show that it's actually not black. It's really a dark blue with the trim around the collar. And also, I'm gonna bring my man Gun DeLorean from Pitch Points. Also, at the top of the collar, you'll have the significant date for Paul Dickoff on May 30th, 1999. It's actually like in print at the top, which is actually really, really clean. Let me bring my man Gun DeLorean in the mix. Gundo, I see you. How you doing? Thanks for being on the show.
Hey, Veta, Wong, how are you?
We're good. We're good. The energy's up. We got the
man.
Community Shield around the corner. It's
I forgot about that.
you forgot about it. It's around that time of year, and like always, we all get it. I get giddy because my kids know that when the season comes around, there's the new kits, and then they start kind of asking, "Hey, Daddy, can I get this one? Can I get that one?" Last year, in all honesty, I spoiled them because I got them both. Well, actually, I got them one. Their grandma got them. My mom got them another one. So last year's kits, they were able to sport the two of them, right? Our home kit as well as the electrified blue one. We didn't go and get the off white. This year, I'm gonna have the same struggles, guys. I'm gonna have the same struggles on whether I get them the maroon one that hasn't come to stores out here in Toronto yet, but I'm definitely getting them this one. And the home kit, I don't know. I saw it live. If any of you have seen the home kit, I don't know if I'm going to get it this year. I don't think I'm going to get it because the detail around the collar and the arms, it's not moving me just yet. I'm probably gonna break down and get it before the end of the season, but to start off the season, this is the number one. Gundo, I know you mentioned in our group chat, but I think I also saw a comment of you on Twitter when Pep was sporting his, saying you put fire. I think you put fire emojis. Are you going to try to budget yourself with regards to the kits this season, or what are your plans?
I already spent too much, mate, on kits and stuff already. I think I got for the home kit, I've got 3 already for the kids.
Yeah, for the fam, yeah.
And then I think I've got one for the missus.
Okay.
But I am going to get the away kit, and I'm going to get the third kit.
Yeah.
Those two.
Yeah. I agree.
City's just chopping every money I have, man.
No, I'm just saying. I use the Futurama GIF all the time. It's like, here, just take my money. Every year is like, just take my money. And I have to give credit, and I'm gonna go to the comments. I have to give credit also to Puma. because obviously it's a combination, right? It's in combination with the club and the brand with regards to Puma, and how they've gone about the jerseys, especially as of late, and especially when we look in comparison with some of the Nike kids previous to that. I really like the movement. Han, when I look at some of the rival kits and I hear them complain, especially those that are sponsored by Adidas, and they're like, pretty much all these kits are kind of like the same with the exception of maybe the stripe colors, the Adidas 3 stripes being slightly different. I kind of hear it. I love the uniqueness. If for you, are you going to try to show some restraint on your kit purchases this year? How you going to move?
Me?
No, Han.
Oh, okay.
Well, in terms of the kits, I absolutely love it. Of course, I was 11 years old when the playoff final happened 25 years ago, and I could just remember Paul Dickoff equalizing. I watched it on TV when I was a little boy, just like him, just celebrating with relief against Gillingham as well.
Yeah.
So I just remember that very well.
The most iconic knee slide. The most iconic knee slide. I'm giving that to Paul.
But of course, so let's credit Kevin Horlock, because he did start the comeback when he pulled the goal back against Gillingham. Dickoff, and then of course Nicky Weaver with the penalty saves, and and the rest, as we all say, is history.
The rest is history. This is gonna be worn with pride. This is also, and I don't know if you caught this earlier, Gundo. I love the fact that when you have throwbacks, and that's referenced often over here in North America when you bring back. And it was happening with regards to old school NBA jerseys or football jerseys. When you have the throwbacks, it brings there's such great energy with present in the past. And I love what they do, because it forces my kids to ask questions like, why is everyone so excited for this jersey, Daddy? Why is it so iconic or so memorable? Why? Because I shared with them even the Paul Dickoff nightmare that Manchester City kind of posted, and they're like, oh, they see, because it's like such an iconic moment, and he's thinking of, had he not done it, man, he is an absolute living legend. And as we speak on what we want to do, continue to do since that point, because obviously that snowballed and allowed us to be where we are today. And let me go to the comments. Let me also shout out DC in the building. She goes, I always forgot about she forgot about the community shield like you, Gundo. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's I don't put too much stock in that competition. I just don't. I've heard people say, well, it's Man United, it's the rivalry. It's not important, frankly. It's a friendly. It's
all right. Don't steal too much, because let me speak on this.
I just don't put too much stock in it, given what we're trying to do and win. But yeah, I mean, the shirt, and also, what's interesting is that, so I'm in a different WhatsApp group where I posted the fact that the shirt was coming out and I was going to get it. So there are City fans in that group, there are Chelsea fans in that group, and it just affords the opportunity to educate some of these people about the fact that, while United were winning their treble, City were trying to get promoted. And this game, they were 2-0 down with a couple of minutes left, and they came back and won it on penalties.
Yeah. The comeback DNA was even before.
Then. People just think that, a lot of us just kind of hopped on the bandwagon when things were kind of rosy, and it's.
They think we were fans when we first won the Prem, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, so it's good that people kind of go back and watch that game again and listen to it, listen to the commentary and watch it again, and the emotion for that game. It resonates. It's a sense of pride, it's a sense of community, a sense of togetherness, a sense of belief. Never say die. That's the whole thing, right? That's what's kept the club going. We fight to the end. That's the motto. That's what they live by. There's no surprise that So
we had it back then, and it's also been something that you can lean on, not only as a club, not only maybe a manager talking to players, but the fan base in themselves having that belief, which I think has been a big reason why mentally we've been able to do what we've done. And to this point, I'm holding up 4 if you happen to be listening and not watching the channel right now. But to be able to do 4 requires a lot of mental push from a club as well as fan base. And for us to do this 5th, which we're going to talk about a little later in the show, but let me start the clock as we speak on this Community Shield. So I remembered the Community Shield. I remember that it was happening on Saturday. I like the fact that it's actually happening on a Saturday when I think of, our fellow Manchester City fans being able to enjoy a day at Wembley, right? Like a Saturday outing with the family is a lot easier to manage than a Sunday. For those of you that happen to have kids and things of that nature. So I like it. Now, Manchester United does make this a little more unique in terms of how I think we want to play, not necessarily on whether we win it or not. Because we've seen this. We've seen that there's no correlation on winning the Community Shield and the success of the season moving forward, right? I think the fact that we've won 5 under Pep, I think we've only won it once. I think we've only won the Community Shield once under his under his.
I think it's twice.
Okay, it's twice, but it hasn't.
Once or twice? Is it once or twice? I don't know.
Yeah, it's twice. 2018 and 2019 are probably the only times that we won it.
Yeah, against Liverpool and against Chelsea, right? Yeah.
Okay, so and then again, winning it, not losing it, or winning it, losing it, we've still gone on to have success within the season. So I honestly think this is a lot bigger of a deal for United fans. I think everyone's going to kind of play this down, but it is a derby. It is a derby. So it's more so on just playing kind of like to the players' ability that are going to be on that pitch on that day. So if Pep decides to go young, if Pep decides to kind of treat it like another preseason, I'm okay with whatever the outcome is. My judgment's more so going to be like seeing how the players play, like seeing how the players take his instructions and deliver. Han, because Gundo, and I'll go to Gundo last, but what are you going to make sure to watch this Community Shield? Are you going to be how invested are you going to be in this game?
I think I'll watch it in terms of like I want to see how the young players get on with this game because yes, it's still a derby which I acknowledge, but I think the real match starts is against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge the following weekend. But at the same time, I still want to invest in watching this match because I really want to see how the likes of Oscar Bob, James McAtee, Nico Riley, and Rico Lewis get on in this match because I really want to see, because if they've done so well in pre-season, and I really want to see how they resonate, continuing to form into the derby this Saturday as well.
I think I'm just going to watch it to kind of hear some of the narratives with regards to the season, right? The commentators, even the behind the scenes or kind of like the Manchester City channel and what they do on the preview. But I really don't know what to expect with regards to Pep's 11. So that's why it's also an intriguing game. I don't know who Pep's going to choose to start. I have no clue. And often when it comes down to personnel or maybe some of the player decisions, that's where I lean on Gundalorian often. That's where I kind of tune into pitch points and get that kind of point of view. So what do you want to see, Gundo, in terms of what we saw in preseason and the 11 that you might want to see start versus United? If you could or hazard a guess, or how would you approach it yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it's again preseason team. Let them keep rolling, and the team that's performed well in many moments, let them play again. I don't.
So you want to see Ortega because he's been consistent in the preseason?
No, it has to be Edison. It's a big field.
Okay.
For me, the idea of Edison Ortega for me is not even a question for me. It's always going to be Edison for me. It starts. In any competition, whether it's FA Cup, it's just Edison because he's just a better goalkeeper all around. That's my own bias, though. So others may feel differently. That's just my own bias as to that. But if it's Ortega, it's not a bad pick either. Either which way, it kind of works.
Okay.
But it's the same team that's performed well in the preseason. Let them play. Let them play. I mean, there's no you want to throw in Diaz or throw in De Bruyne. No, let the guys who've taken us this far with match fit play. And then later on, bring some kids, bring some of the guys in for some minutes. I mean, bring in a Diaz in for minutes. Bring on who else is there coming in? Who else is available? Bring them in for minutes. But yeah,
okay.
Again, for me, this community. I mean, United are irrelevant to me. It's just irrelevant.
Whoa.
Let me explain. I mean, it's
okay.
Because I mean, I know this is controversial, right? I'm actually more concerned about Liverpool than about United. I have more angst when I play Liverpool than I do United. It's irrelevant to me. And then this old, they're the rivals across the sea. Frankly, it's irrelevant to me. It's not there. It's just not there for me. So it's like us playing Fulham. They might as well be Fulham.
Okay. All right. You know what? I think that leads in well with regards to the next topic, and I'll include Manchester United within it. So let me do this. Let me do this proper here. Vader game. Because I'm a little surprised to hear you say that with regards to the irrelevant part, but I get it when you're thinking who's going to be there late in the season.
It's not even that data. It's not that actually. I mean, and Martin, Patrick know this about me, right? Even for years, I've never rated them. Just never have.
Okay.
I just never have. I think that the years in which they were dominating, frankly, there was no competition in the league. Maybe Jose one year, maybe Arsene Wenger the other year, but really, would Ferguson really compete right now with all the teams having all the money right now as we are in the Premier League? It probably won't. She's there. Even with all the wealth and power and money, what did they get? 100 points? Did they win? Did they win the quad?
Oh man, okay.
Right? I mean, so for me, it's just I just don't rate them. I just don't.
Han, can you see how Gundo's already in mid-season form? Can you see how he's already ready for the fight, ready for the battle? I hear the point, and I would actually really like to have a longer discussion on United and where where they would kind of fit in this day and age with regards to the even playing field with regards to how many clubs can actually spend.
The minute the blue club across the street gets some money, not the same kind of money, but equal money, all of a sudden, you know, they S their pants and then they lose a league and they have to fight to get it back and then they lose it again.
Good point.
So when everybody's on equal foot with money, guess what? You know, nothing happens to them. You could be the bully for all you want for years, but when everybody has money, things change.
Yeah. Okay. I hear it. I
don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just don't.
I got you. AK 4P, you're absolutely right. Our new kit, sick. Han said it's looking clean. Listen, okay, little admission here. I can be a little vain sometimes. All right. I chose to get the large instead of the medium, right? I wasn't gonna go for the muscle bound look, so I got the large. It fits really nice. Those of you that are trying to get that that muscle look, wear to the gym, maybe go down a size, but it is absolutely great. I think the detail in it is cool. I'm gonna put it on shortly. AK wants to say a classic of '99 Wembley game, 100%. 100%. It looks nice and clean and nice update. Bless up Vader. Big up the panel. Fox, good looking out. Love to Han. Love to Gundalorian. Now, next topic. And let's do this. We're looking at the transfer window right now. I can't wait for it to be over for many reasons because I like when things are kind of like set. I like when things are locked in and we know what we're dealing with. We know what the competition's dealing with. I'm looking at things. I'm kind of comparing last season, and you can clearly see that Arsenal, as well as Liverpool, are in the market, despite making moves kind of late, but they are in the market to try to look to strengthen. Liverpool's already strengthened at left back because they in many of their fans and their conversation with regards to the league, they fell short because of their mishaps at left back. You look at Liverpool in particular, and they were crying all last season that they needed a 6. or they needed someone else in that midfield. Looks like they're going for Zubamendi, although that seems to be kind of iffy. But they're looking to strengthen. Now, we got Savio early. There's still talks. We'll see where the deal nets out in terms of how the deals are structured. But Julian Alvarez is supposed to be out the door. Arsenal and Liverpool, they're strengthening. I'm going to go to you first, Gundo. The way they're strengthening, are you having any concerns on the matchups that we will face against them in the upcoming season?
Not at all.
Not at all.
No, not at all. Not in any way.
You know, we didn't win versus Arsenal last season, though.
It's irrelevant.
Oh my goodness,
it's irrelevant. It's just I'm just not. Even when we didn't play our best last season, we got 91 points. Arsenal had Rice added to the mix. And all these players, they couldn't crack 90 points. They haven't cracked 90 points. We've gone to 100, 98, 97, 93, 91 points. Right? To get to 91 points, it's not by adding, a player from Italy, Calafiori, or adding some guy from it's not by that. You have to have the mentality to do it.
That's true.
They have the. I was at the Etihad the day when they came to the Etihad to play. I was there, right? I was there right by the touch line. I was right there, road number 2 or 3, right there. Saw the whole action.
Okay.
And they parked the bus.
Yes, they did.
That was your opportunity to win the league. You win that game, it changes your mental state around your belief system.
Now, don't you think they've learned from that though? So upcoming this season, wouldn't you expect them to attack and have that better mentality?
They missed the opportunity last year.
But they're going to right the wrong from last year.
But we've learned from it again. It's another thread in our pocket. It's another strand of the DNA. It's another test that they failed.
Okay.
So now they have to prove it again.
All right.
They're just not gonna. They're just not. People talk about. Unfortunately, the Premier League is literally now a farmers' league. Frankly, just be clear.
No.
Yes,
No. We're not doing this.
Again, let's stick to the facts, right? Unfortunately, right? You look at Bayern Munich in Germany, they win everything except for last year.
Yeah.
You look at La Liga, it's either Barcelona or Madrid. It's got to be City or somebody else. Probably City again this year. That's the truth.
Yeah, but no. Okay. Oh, see, Gundo is derailing things crazy right now because for me to really get into it, I'm gonna have to break some things down, and it's Han. I want to hear from you. Sorry, I'm gonna keep what Gundo just said. I heard Farmers League. I heard irrelevant Arsenal and Liverpool, with regards to even what they're doing in the transfer window, and that it's irrelevant.
It's not about the transfer window. It's not about the players. It's about the manager you have.
But but we don't even know what Slot is though. So
it's not about the players. It's about who you have managing City. That's the issue.
Oh, okay.
That's the issue. That's the X factor, Javita. Of all the things that we're doing, right? The X factor is Guardiola. You see, you have to be at the sideline to watch this guy in action.
Okay.
To see the passion with kids in preseason, the desire, the drive. It's different.
All right.
It's not. Now, if he leaves, okay, let's have a different conversation then. Let's talk about Arsenal and maybe Liverpool challenging for it. But as long as this dude is there, forget it, mate.
Okay. All right. I mean, I'm going to extend the time, Han. I want to hear from you with what you've been doing, with how you've been seeing the off season, what you saw Arsenal and Liverpool, what they were last year, what you think they may be this year. They're strengthening. Does that concern you?
I'm much more concerned about what we're going to do rather than what Arsenal and Liverpool are going to do. They did strengthen, which I'm going to acknowledge, but I'm much more focused about how City are going to do this season rather than what Arsenal and Liverpool do.
Okay, to get a good answer, you got to ask a good question. Let me ask you this. Do you think, as we are currently constructed, should we be concerned with us retaining the title?
I think this squad's good enough to challenge for everything.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, to put it in perspective, like we did win we won 4 in a row, and we had De Bruyne missing for like most of the season until he came back for the second half of the season.
Yeah.
And like
well, this feeds right into the next topic.
Yeah.
This feeds right into the next topic because again, 5-minute commitment with regards to toughest season ever after a 4-peat. So when you said you're not concerned about Arsenal, you're not concerned about Liverpool, you're more so concerned about what City do. The way City are currently set up, you think we're retaining the title and we're able to compete for other trophies as well?
Well, I don't see why we can't. I mean, I think the squad is good enough, in my opinion. I think you have to remember. I think the addition for Savinho adds a different dimension on the wings, I was supposed to say. And I think you're going to see an improved Gavardio, Doku. And I think, Kovacic is now he has an improved understanding of what Pep wants. I think you'll see that. And I think Matheus Nunes, slowly but surely, is definitely going to understand what's going on. And I think the increased chemistry of the team. And of course, now with the hunger and the desire of James McAtee, Nico O'Reilly, and
I'm here. Continue.
And of course, you can see McAtee has a different mindset and a different attitude towards coming back, because I generally thought that he was pretty much out the door when he went on loan to Sheffield United last season, and they went on to they were relegated. But fair play to him for wanting to show the attitude and desire to wanting to fight your place and get minutes in the team. And I think you're definitely going to see him play some minutes. I think whenever, let's just say when Bernardo Silva's not playing, De Bruyne's not playing, or Foden's not playing, I think McAtee can step in. And I think O'Reilly has shown what he can do pre-season. I think, he was going to break through last season, but his injury kind of put a stop to that, to his progress. And now he's able to, progress. And I think he can cover for Rodri, along with, that, like I think what Carl said to me off camera. He said that Bernardo Silva will be able to cover Rodri's minutes if he's either suspended or injured.
Okay. So currently constructed, no additions. I'm hearing Han say he's confident for the 4-peat, as well as pursuing and going after other trophies. I'm going to add my man Mancunian Way, Martin. I don't believe he's back in England yet, but he's able to join us right now. Martin, thanks for being on the show.
Afternoon.
I'm gonna ask you this question. Toughest season ever after this 4-peat. Would you agree? Yes or no?
No.
Oh my! What is going on here? This is not the toughest season after a 4-peat. Please explain.
Because it's, for me, it's a fun season, relaxed season, enjoyable season.
All right. Okay. Let's think about the club and the players. Do you think the mentality or the task at hand to try and go after this title, do you not think it's going to be the toughest ever?
I think it'll be tough. 100%, it'll be tough. See, I mean, from the club's point of view, of course they want to win the league. Of course they want to win the major honours. I'm just looking from the fans' point of view. I'm just going to have, for me, we won a 4-peat. No team's ever done it. We come off the back of a treble, and this is my whole point. Well, when does it end? So if we win it next year, it's 5-peat, and then we'll have the exact same situation on a 6-peat. Then we'll go into a 7-peat, and it never ends. So the pressure never comes off.
Yeah, the pressure never comes off. The pressure to win never comes off.
No, I understand that. To me, I'm looking forward to seeing some of these youngsters. I mean, listen, we've got the best manager in world football, who will be staying.
He will be staying.
Oh yeah, he's 100% staying.
And I personally,
yeah. And I think, and there's this myth going around that we don't spend, and City are tight, and Cheeky's this and the board of that. It's a load of garbage. We spend on average 200 million a season. This is the first summer we've not really done a lot.
What is happening here? No, going back, how far do we spend almost 200 million? That's not true.
How much did we spend last summer?
Well, last summer was a big summer because we had the exits of Laporte, Mahrez, and Gundogan.
And we bought the summer before. Summer before that, we spent 200 million.
Well,
was
the
the
summer
Grealish
before that,
Haaland, Alvarez.
Well, no, the summer before that was Haaland, Ortega, and Alvarez and Akanji, and then the season before that, we spent 100 mil on Grealish.
No, but that's what I mean. So we do spend. We do spend.
Yeah, but don't inflate the number. There's rivals rivals watching, thinking Mancunian Way just said we on average spend 200 million in a season.
No, the reason why people forget it is because we bring money in.
That's true. Now
that's where I think it gets portrayed as we don't spend, because if we spend 200 million, we tend to bring 200 million in.
Now I want to throw this question before we move. I want to throw this question to Gundo, because Gundo's actually messing up my show. I'll be honest with you, because he's like, I'm not worried about Liverpool and Arsenal. He's like, this Community Shield, come see, come sa. And then I'm worried now that I ask him about this season being the toughest ever on what he's going to say. Gundo,
yeah.
Do you think following a four-peat, following a season that didn't net out to be more than one trophy, do you think that this upcoming season is the toughest?
No, ever? I don't think so. I don't.
What is happening?
I mean, the problem we have here is the fact that we're looking at things from, we won 4 in a row, so it's got to be tougher. Who says that? Why? Just another season.
But it's harder to remain at the top than it is a challenge to get to the
says
top.
Who?
Says defending champions.
Says who? Did Bayern Munich say that? Did Madrid say that?
No, those are different. No, see, okay, now, Gundo, you got me. All right, no, we're doing this right now. No, we're doing this.
My point, Vita, is that if you're a champion, you think like a champion.
Yeah,
it's just it is.
But don't use the Real Madrids and the Bayern Munich comparisons.
I have to use that. I have to use it.
Because
you know why I have to use it, Beta?
Why?
Because those are our mates. Those are our mates, mate.
That's who we're competing with when it comes down to facing them at the UCL.
No. Those are our mates. They won Champions League. We won Champions League. They won the league many times. We won the league many times, especially in recent times. They have some really good managers. They have some good players. So do we. Right? The top 3 or 4 or 5 managers in the world, right, are in those clubs.
But Bayern Munich steadily outspend everyone else in the Bundesliga. That's very different to our league. That's why I'm like, let's.
But then the X factor again is Pep Guardiola. It's not Mikel Arteta or Maresca at Chelsea.
So this
spot on.
All right.
Let him preach, right?
Listen to these two. Spot on. Okay, so let me say this. The reason why it's not the toughest is because when you look at the landscape of the competition, you have there's no worried signs with a Mikel Arteta. There's no worried signs with the
issue, Vita. The issue is that for Arsenal to win the league, they're going to have to do something they've never done before, which is crack 90 points in their history. Right?
I think 90 points are going to be required this season.
That's a requirement, mate.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's a requirement. And yet you have a guy. I mean, think about this, right? Liverpool got to 97 points. Understand this. And didn't win the league. Under Guardiola.
Yeah.
90, not 94, not 92, not 89. 97 points.
Yes. But I don't believe we have a 97-point club right now.
Says who? Why? Because the old guys have gone out and the new guys have come in. You don't expect them to do well. Do you watch the preseason? Those kids play against Chelsea's first team.
Yeah, they look good.
You watch them play against Celtic's first team and Milan's first team. Narrow losses, penalties, and a win. And they kept it. No De Bruyne, no Rodri, no Stones, no Walker, none of them. And yet these O'Reilly and the McAtee and Lewis and all these guys still competed, playing the way that this guy wants them to play.
Okay.
And you throw in the X factors.
Let me shout out my man Blue Heart for a second. Blue Heart goes, so I agree with you, Vader. It's going to be tough.
Listen, there's a reason why this same group of people, the same group of madmen, Guardiola, Begiristain, Soriano, when they were at Barcelona, they killed football, mate. They destroyed football. Not only in style, but in substance, in results.
Yeah. Yes.
They cracked the code.
What they did over there was absolutely phenomenal. Is it replicated, or is it?
It's been replicated, mate. Treble, done. Even Madrid don't have a treble. Right?
Yeah, but
domestic quadruple, done. 100 points, done.
Okay.
What is there again?
But 4P, done.
4P, done. Taking players from the academy, bringing them to their first team. Foden, Lewis. Now we have O'Reilly.
All right, hold on. Let me address my man Blueheart, because he took the time to give me to drop a comment. He goes, my man Blueheart. He goes, so I agree with you, Vader. It's going to be tough, but we've been there and done that. If any club can, we can overcome it. I hear it. But the fact that we can get the result, the fact that we can do it, in my opinion, think that it doesn't minimize how difficult it would be. I think that yes, we have the players to do it. Yes, we have the manager to do it, and more importantly, yes, we have the fan base that are actually going to be calm and mature and and allow the young players like Carl just mentioned.
Sorry. Sorry, did you just say our fan base is calm and mature?
Yeah, our fan base are calm and mature, despite some of the meltdowns that happen with a few squeaky wheels. Now, I want to also stress this, and it was said earlier, we're going to have a huge target on our back, right? And we saw it in this offseason, right? We lost Omar. We've lost execs that have now moved on, right? There's changes that have happened within the club. I also want to point out, and I know as City fans, we don't tend to bring this up, but we did go out and steal the league earlier. Those results still need to come through. We also have in November the 115. So when you have that cloud over our heads, that's another reason.
You're reaching, brother. You're all just.
I'm not reaching. These are all things that are going to affect the club.
Veta. Let me explain something to you, right?
Zane in the building. Shout you out. Good looking at.
Let me explain something to you, right? What hasn't been thrown at this club? Cheating, accusations, charges in the middle of a season that could have derailed you before the Tottenham game. All kinds of stuff have been thrown at you. Losing players. False 9, no striker, no number 9, injuries, De Bruyne, injuries, Haaland, and yet they still find a way. This is not the problem we have as fans is that we don't really understand where we're at.
But we did find a way despite it being difficult.
Right. And many times that many of us won't appreciate it until it's done and we look back.
I am appreciating it, but I'm also recognizing how tough it is, though.
So Carl, last year,
it's Olympic season. No, let me just say this real quick because it's Olympic season right now, right?
Olympic season.
Well, yeah, it's the Olympics that are going down. We're now in track and field. Olympics actually, it's official when track and field starts. When you are defending Olympic champion, that's can we not all agree that it's more difficult to be the defending one than it is to be?
No, not necessarily. Not in football. Why did Bayern Munich win? Why did Madrid win? Why did Barcelona win all the time?
But they're different leagues. There's only three. There's only three clubs that really compete in La Liga. Let's be real.
How many clubs compete in the Premier League? How many clubs compete in the Premier League right now?
3.
Really compete? How many?
3, 4.
Which ones? Who competed with us last year?
Last year was Arsenal. We can't dismiss Arsenal. And it was Liverpool until they fell off it terribly. But it was a 3-horse race, which was talked about. But Carl, we can't do that. It was a 3-horse race talked about for the majority of the season.
Think, Beta. The reality is, as we always say, February, March, right? We turn on the afterburners, we go.
Oh my goodness.
We go. The only season where we haven't won is a season where Liverpool won when they were clean ahead by December. We had this issue with Fernandinho playing centre back. That's the fact.
Yeah.
Right? Without that, we're talking about a clean sweep 5 in a row. Period. Actually, 6 for Guardiola. What you think?
But Liverpool were 1 point away from having a quadruple. potential quadruple. No, I know they still didn't win it.
Because Liverpool are a good team. Liverpool are a good team.
Yeah, so I don't want, but I'm not entertaining any Farmers League with regards to the Prem. They're a very good team, and for us to win it by 1 point, 2 points versus Arsenal, that's very different from the fights that are happening in the Bundesliga. So that's why I push back a little bit, despite at the end of the year who won it.
Veta,
can I ask a question?
In La Liga, right? Except for this year, it's been close between Barcelona and Madrid. Madrid still win it, or Barcelona still win it.
Yeah,
I think what we fail to realize is that we don't really appreciate the magnitude and the magnificence of who we have managing and running. This guy is a genius. This guy is different class.
Yeah, he's
you want to compare Arteta to this guy or Maresca? They're his boys. He knows them in and out. He knows how they think.
They are. Can I ask a question? Sorry, I'm going to ask this question because, and this is not all City fans. This is some. Generally, the Twitter lot.
Of course.
But there is a little bit of as some City fans, we want our cake and we want our cake and we want to eat it. We want everything in an ideal world. And I understand that's football fanism and we all want the best. Because let's look at it this way. If we'd assigned 2 or 3 players, everyone's not panicking, right? But now that's changed because it's no longer. So last season we bought Kovacic, we bought Nunes, we bought Dokken. And we spent the first 4 months of the season saying we bought a load of crap. And it wasn't good.
Don't forget about Gavardio.
Oh, and Gavardio, yeah. No, I mean, listen, Josko Gavardio, as Carl and Hung will tell you, got absolute pelters for the first 6 months from a lot of fans about how he was crap and he wasn't good enough and blah, blah, blah. My whole point is whether we really like to admit this or not, Beta, we've come into a situation where unless it is world-class players and it is FIFA.com names, fans are no longer happy anymore. And that is the reality of the fact. But you've got to look at it. Think from the club. Think from the club. Last season, the club allowed Cole Palmer to go. Yeah? 50 odd million quid with add-ons. And he had a phenomenal season at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Right? From inside the club, as Carl will know, that hurt them. They watched from afar and they went, we might have dropped one here. We might have dropped one.
Yeah, but you can understand.
We're not sure. Right, yes. So here's my point. So this season he's gone, right, we're going to keep Bob, we're going to keep O'Reilly, we're going to do this, and we're going to give him a go.
Okay.
Now it's McAtee was at Sheffield United, he wasn't good enough, blah, blah, blah. So, and then they want the superstars. So which one is it? Do you want to keep all these youngsters, not play them, tell them to hold bench and play 3 minutes of a game, and then bring in a superstar who is generally just going to hold bench anyway, because we've got the world's best CDM, we've got the world's best striker, so anyone we buy is a backup. Nobody, Zubamenda, Declan Rice, maybe not Rice, Bruno Gomes, they are all inferior to Rodri.
Yes.
So
including Declan Rice, he's inferior.
So this is my point. So Pep Guardiola and the board are in a no-win situation here. They're damned if they do and damned if they don't.
Now, let me address this because Lesio Bleu says I'm influenced by some of this anti-City mutants and on YouTube and stuff like that. What I'm trying to point out, and I'm going from a competitor standpoint. I'm going from the nature of sport. The nature of sport is generally, typically, the hunter, and the hunted. We are going to be the hunted because of this 4P. We are already, and I'm we could be in disagreement in terms.
We were the hunted after the 100 points. We were the hunted after the treble. We've been the hunted for 5 years, right?
There's no difference. There's no difference, mate.
There's no hunted because we've hit a 4P.
No, there is.
Who hunts the lion? Who hunts the lion?
Right, hang on a minute.
Who hunts the lion?
We are the most hated club in world football for a reason.
Oh, no, let me answer Carl for a second.
Who hunts the lion?
Who hunts the lion is the younger lion, the more starving, hungry lion. That's what happens.
No, that's what you see. When a lion gets around, he pisses in the place. Nobody comes near there. We know that, right? It's his territory.
Hey, right? Let me shout out to Rodri. Lions will walk and move away once that hippo comes into the mix.
No, leave all those things, my friend. The king of the animal kingdom, the prime alpha is the lion. Ain't nobody like that. All right.
Oh, okay.
And unfortunately for all these other guys, Maresca, Arteta, they're all Pep's boys. He knows them. Honest luck, they're all Pep's boys.
All right.
They're all Pep's bitches.
Oh, now we're going too far. Listen, these guys.
No, that's the simple fact.
You know what I'm doing?
Bitches.
No, I'm not doing this. Listen, Hun, appreciate you being on camera. Next show, Gundo and Martin are on camera. We're having this conversation with them on screen. We're gonna do this. I want to move on to the next topic. These guys are fantastic. And everyone in the comments, appreciate you, and I'll
you
get
got
to
your passports. Yeah, passports.
Now, I've talked about this the last two shows. I just want to deal with this and hear it more so from your standpoint. The topic is Julian Alvarez, better player or better club decision? Did he make this decision based off of his player career, or did he make this decision based off of the challenges at Manchester City? Or maybe they kind of answer the two. I'm going to throw this to you, Han. Do you think he made a career decision? Do you think he made a club decision because he's maybe nervous on the success of City this year and may not matching the success of last year? What do you think went into Julian Alvarez's decision?
I think he wanted to play up front, and that's not going to happen while Haaland's there. And I think I knew this was going to happen at some point, because it was going to get to a point, it's either Haaland leaves or Alvarez leaves. And if you have to ask me, I would rather Haaland stays and Alvarez goes. And now here we are, Alvarez is going, because I want to put this out here. Last season he played 2,600 minutes in the Premier League, and he made 31 Premier League appearances. 5 of them those are substitutes, and the rest he started those match. And I think when he tried to play, I think Pep tried to play in midfield. Unfortunately, that did not work because he did not have the attributes or the awareness to play the role that he role that he wanted him to. Mm-hmm. And that's why, someone like obviously like Kevin De Bruyne, and I think now that obviously obviously because McAtee and Bob are pretty much better to fit in the role that Alvarez was trying to play last season.
Yeah.
So I think he's just moving on for this for his own career, because he wants to play up front. Yeah, okay. And he wants to be the main man somewhere else. He wants to be like the main striker. And Atletico Madrid are giving him that opportunity to be that main striker. And you have to put his perspective, like we only bought him for £14 million from River Plate. Yeah. And now we sold him for almost 82 million. So that's a huge profit.
Yeah, 85 add-ons as well. Plus add-ons. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. No, and you think about this, Atletico Madrid, they try to lowball us, and it's like, no, and Tiki was like, no, we're having this. Like, they said to Atletico Madrid, you want him, you pay up. Yeah. Look what Alvarez has won in his career so far, and he has played a significant part to our success as well. Yeah. But like I said, I wish him all the best, and this was his decision only. I don't think it's because the field challenge. It's more like he wanted to play up front, and that's not going to happen while Haaland's there.
All right, so Martin. Let me throw this to Martin. Martin, what's the positive? What's the positive of Julian Alvarez leaving our club?
Positive is obviously the money we got for him.
Okay.
He's massive. I mean, that's so good under the radar. It's like buying a car at £1,000 and selling it on for like 20, 30, 40,000 pounds. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. And I don't think the board or Cheeky Soriano will get enough credit for doing that sort of thing. But I said City weren't going to mess around anymore. This thing of coming to City and trying to lowball us ain't happening anymore. Edison, fair. You want Edison, you pay what we want. You want Bernardo, you pay what we want.
Yeah.
We are not going to be dictated to anymore. The same way we're not just going to buy players. City have got like 400 million they can go and splash. Doesn't mean we're just going to go and splash it on anyone and throw money around like it's, just them days are over now. It's finished. We went through that at the beginning of the takeover when we were doing Adebayor, etc. We're not doing that anymore. This is not 20 million quid on Roque Santa Cruz anymore, ladies and gentlemen. This is City are now a business. So you've got no issues with PSR and never will, because the amount of money they bring in. Plus, we've made a ton of money on sponsorships this summer. Sony, WWE, you know, we're ringing the bell on the stock exchange in New York, which went way under the radar with everyone. But apparently we're going down to League One. You know what I mean? Get your head out of the sand, ladies and gentlemen, and read the room. But the simple fact is, Alvarez has done well for us, but he wanted to be the main guy. A lot of these South Americans want to go and play in La Liga. They want to do Spain at some point in their career. So good luck to him. I'd said this, you know, I love Alvarez. Thank you for all his contributions and his hard work.
Yeah.
But I'm going to throw a negative in here. You won't like this, mate.
No. Wait. No. I'm going to ask Gundo. I'm going to ask Gundo, and then you can follow up if Gundo doesn't make this point. Gundo, what may be, if there is one, what is the negative of Julian Alvarez leaving our club?
No, I think the only negative I would say is the fact that the guy played a lot of minutes. He doesn't get injured. He's always available. When Haaland was injured, he would play. When De Bruyne was injured, he would play. Ineffectively, sometimes effectively. He has a high work rate. So that obviously is the negative. The question becomes, how do we find that replacement when Haaland does get injured this season? Because he won't play all the minutes. That's the puzzle that Pep and Chiki have to solve, whether it's finding somebody who from the academy, finding a role for example, Savio, or maybe it's Jack behind him, or maybe it's somebody else. They're all finding somebody else. They're gonna have to solve it. They have to cash in the bank. They have to figure out a way to solve that challenge, because we know Haaland won't play all the games this season.
Yeah. Now, do you what do you have to add, Martin? If you had a different negative.
And my negative is I was a bit sad he didn't have the balls for the fight.
I agree. I
would have liked him to go, no, I'm going to fight Haaland for this spot.
I think the issue, Martin, there is the fact that it's agent, right? When the agent's pushing for this, right? Because all this is all agent stuff, right? An agent uses the fact that, you're not playing for the important games, even though you play the most minutes. It's the agent, because the agent knows he gets like £8 million from this deal, right? Because he gets like 10% or more from the deal. So he's going to push it. Agents don't get paid unless there's a move, unless you put in your contract that your salary gets.
His family had a massive part in this, because he's a very family orientated person. His family wanted to get out of Manchester. So he wanted to get out. I think the manager himself was annoyed, because like, guy, I gave you all these minutes and I stuck with you, even though some games you struggled, frankly, right? On the ball, you were not playing that role well. You took minutes away from Phil Foden as a 10 many times, much to the chagrin of Pep, right? We all knew that. And you reward me by saying you want to leave. So he wasn't happy with it at all. You can tell in press conference. But this is what happens sometimes. And good luck to him. We just had to fight. We have to find a solution. I think the solution could be Oscar Bob. I think he could be a solution. I don't see us going to buy another player to replace him with Alvarez. I don't see it. No, I don't think we'll replace him, but I do think we'll buy.
Okay. I mean, that's where the board will get, I think, the credit and the kudos from the fan base for the quote unquote great business that they did with Julian Alvarez, and to flip some of that earnings towards the next player or the next incoming player, not obviously for a like replacement. Now, Julian Alvarez, I would have liked for him to, and I said this on my show early in the week, I would have liked for him to continue fighting. I would have liked for him to have that ultimate confidence in himself to say, you know what, I believe I'm better than Haaland, or I can be more effective than Haaland, and try to do it. But I also understand the business side of things. As a player career, it is finite. It's not everlasting. And the agent, whoever his team is like, listen, there's other things out there. Even looking at what he's accomplished within the Prem, he's done it all. He's done it all and then some, because as we were talking about, you guys wanted to say it's to be expected. But even for him to have won the 4-peat, it's like, what more is there for me to do? Let me maybe go to another league and show what I can be, and let me also be the man and show why I can be that guy, or I should be that guy. So I credit him on his player career decision. It's going to be interesting to see what he does over there at Atletico Madrid, and we'll wait and see on when everything is completely finalized. But here's my positive. I like that he's over there now in La Liga, and he can hopefully be a huge nuisance to Real Madrid, to the Barcelonas, and make life difficult over at La Liga, so that when it comes down, because knocking on wood, which is my desk right here, there's that potential of us crossing paths with either of those clubs, and if they have to worry about their league as well as Champions League, I prefer that instead of them just coasting their league and putting all their eggs into the Champions League. But I'm gonna. Oh, let me see this. La Cierba wants to say Nunes is going to get lots of Alvarez minutes this season. I hope so. I like Nunes and how he carries the ball. I think that's actually a focus of, I think, where Pep is going, because a lot of the players that we currently have in terms of like the attacking players, they have that potential to drive.
Can I give you another positive?
Sure, of course.
Which I think will suit.
Is this Happy Clappy? Is this Happy Clappy Martin? Can I?
No. Well, just calm you down for your water. Think of it this way: teams are going to set up with this low block when we play Hartland. Yeah. And you've got these direct wingers more this year.
Yeah.
We've now also got the option where we can go back to our favoured false nine as well.
Okay.
And nobody does false nine better than Pep Guardiola.
Right.
The guy loves it. Now, you remember that season we had that false nine when people were interchanging and they were being so fluid. And you may not like this, but this is where a certain person who's been out in the cold for 2 years may be integrated back into the squad. And people won't like this, but just think about it. Teams are going to set up a low block. Yeah. You don't have Ireland. You go with false nine. That gives all our opponents something very different to think about moving forward within certain games. When you've got different bullets for different guns.
Okay.
Do you bring out the Uzi? Do you bring out the Glock? Do you bring out the old AK? Which one are you throwing out here?
Okay, easy, Martin in North America now having his gun talk.
I've been in America for too long.
Yeah,
passing on these gun shops.
I'm gonna save that point. I am gonna save that point because I do want to challenge it slightly, and I want to lean on Pitch Point's Gundelorian's expertise as well, because I think there's also, I remember the headaches of the false nine when teams didn't even concern themselves with whoever vacated that false nine, that nine position. They'd let them leave and still kept that low block, congested 18-yard box. But I want to have that conversation a little later because I think it's going to be a good one. I think it will be something that Pep's going to reintroduce, and I'm excited to see his new iteration of it. But let me move to the next topic because I do want to keep the show nice and on point, and I appreciate you guys in the comments as well as on the panel. If you haven't, the details to Pitch Points Mancunian way are in the description. Han is a fantastic. He tunes in, he supports, and I'll make sure to add him moving forward. Let me do this. Let me also do that. Vader game. All right. Now, I'm throwing this out there. I'll be completely honest with you, I didn't do any last season. I did jump on a few streams and be supportive of some watch-alongs, but I didn't do any myself. Should we do watch-alongs next year? Is that something we should venture in? Because I'll be honest with you, the games can kind of be really early for me. And I think the only one that makes sense would be if we had any 12:30 matches, because that would be like 7:30 out here for me. So I could probably get that game out of the way before my minions start their day and everything like that. But I want to ask the watch-along question. Is that something you would want to see on the channel? Let me know in the comments, even now or later. Let me know what you like or dislike about watch-alongs, and we'll see to kind of even improve that and change that along the way. But I've been asked this a few times because I joined Shades of Blue. They do their like fan fest and they did that with regards to the Club World Cup, I believe, or was it the Super Cup? One of the two, and I was able to join. And one of the comments afterwards was like, Bader, I didn't realize you were so animated watching games. Because obviously when I do this, I'm interacting with the comments. Unless Gundalorian or Mancunian Way trigger me with something, I'm usually pretty calm as well. But the watch along does have me a little animated. And I got some comments saying, hey, we'd like to see more of that. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this on the replay. Let me know if you happen to be watching this. I'm not going to do a poll or anything like that at this present time. But please direct and let me know. I want to ask the question, though, with regards to the three of you right now. When you aren't attending a game, would you be up for me sending you a link for a watch along, even if it is just to pop in for a quick combo, pre, post, or halftime? I'm gonna start with you, Han, because you're actually on screen.
Yeah, I think I would definitely be I'm open to watch alongs. Of course, like most time if I watch the phone, I'll either watch it on my TV, or I sometimes go to the London branch games, or sometimes I do attend the live games. It just depends on which games I can attend live, depending on schedule as well. So I'm just open to it either way, Beta.
All right, fair enough. Gundalorian, I know you're a busy man. You're a coach yourself. You've got sometimes your mornings are committed with regards to improving kids in their soccer development, their football development. And I said soccer because of North America. Take it easy. Would you be up for the occasional watch along?
Yeah, if I can find the time. It's going to be a busy busy season for me with.
When does your season start? Actually, when is your?
So it's kind of weird because
you have a summer session, you have a winter season, right?
Yeah. So in Maryland, where we live, right, the kids who are like the travel team, we have this rule that they can't play club soccer or club football till November.
Okay.
The idea is that you should go to your high school and join your high school team and play competitive football with your high school and compete.
Right, which is their season. Yeah, their season goes from the start of school till November. Yeah.
Right. So they don't want and it's a rule from is that they don't want those kids in club and also in high school, and you have they're running 12 practices a week, getting injured. They want them to participate in high school football, and then in November the season starts for us. So that's what's going to happen for those who are in high school. For those who are under high school, like my son, etc., they're going to be running through August all the way through the year.
Nice. Okay. Now, Martin, Mancunian Way, there were a few, not as many last season as there were the previous season. And I know you had, family, you're very committed with things that you have to do behind the scenes. Are there any chances of you doing watch-alongs this year?
No, I'm not doing them. A few reasons. And this is just me, so I don't want it to knock you off. I find it's a very saturated market. Everyone's fighting for the same audience. And not only that, for me, I'll jump on other people's watch-alongs. It's a long day for me. I end up doing 5 hours on a watch-along. Yeah. You're talking pre-match, the match, post-match. And I'm also, like you said, I'm taking the time to watch what I can with my dad at the moment. But no, watch-alongs are not for everyone. Some love them, some don't. It all depends what you're doing it for. If you want to do it to interact, then I think they're brilliant for interacting with fans during the game and everything else. I think they're a lot calmer than a Twitter space. I think everyone loses them on Twitter spaces during the games.
Yeah, it
depends what you want, how you want to experience your match day. And obviously, I'm at a lot of the games as well, personally. So it's harder for me.
All right,
but each number, but I'm willing to jump on and bit of pre-match, post-match, whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's not something that I think I would necessarily do on YouTube either, because this is maybe going back.
A lot of people have gone to TIFO, which I know is invite only, isn't it?
Yeah, there's TIFO.
Is it TIFO, whatever it's called?
Yeah, they're doing that. They're over at Playback. There's Twitch. Like, there's a lot of different. But No, I think I'm going to be very choosy with when I do it and how I do it. And like I said, it's probably going to be the earlier.
I have got an idea which I'll speak to you about off camera.
Yeah, well, let's do that offline. There's a lot of sneaky want to take some ideas out here. Not any of you in the chat, but maybe watching later. Now, I want to shout out La Ciel Bleu, Blue Heart, DC in the building. Marvin, I'm not sure why your comments didn't come up earlier, but appreciate you being in the comments. And when Zane, I know as a rival, always like seeing you there. AK, 4Pete, AJ in the building as well. And if you happen to be commenting after this show was aired, always appreciate it. Like now, a few things we're going to get back to. And I'm going to make sure this show ends before the 115. The conversation with regards to Arsenal and Liverpool being relevant. Are they really relevant moving forward? Or is it just a matter of City beating themselves? So we'll have that conversation. We'll look at that a lot more in depth. We'll look at this continued transfer window and who comes in, who comes out. And again, I didn't get Martin's point of view. I did get Gundalorian's. I did get Hans with regards to this Community Shield. Happens to be a derby. I just want to see the players play well. Could care less about the outcome. Two things that I need that would be ideal for me. Young players playing to Pep's instructions and looking good. No injuries. I'm happy. I'm happy coming out of that game. Whether we win it or not, it is what it is. But those would be my priorities going into the Community Shield.
Can I just ask something? Because obviously I missed that part.
Yeah.
Are you all thinking it is the kids tomorrow?
I think it'd be.
Sorry, I'm totally confused on days now.
No, you're good. Yeah, it's okay. No, I think it might be a combination, but what we may see out on the wings, or maybe in particular the right wing, might be youthful. What we might see in.
I don't think it'll be as many kids as people are thinking. I'm thinking it'll be mainly first team.
You think it'd be maybe Oscar Bob is the only one that sneaks in?
I don't even think Oscar Bob might not even play. The reason is you've got to get Doku, KDB, Diaz, and all these back up to speed at some point, and they've not had any pre-season. So they've got to get some minutes in the legs before they hit Chelsea, unless they're planning to do a behind. I know they sometimes do this. They may do which Carl may know about. I haven't spoken. We've been in America. I haven't spoke to the people, and I will speak to at the minute. Is whether they've got a planned behind the closed doors game midweek. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I because otherwise, how do you get Savio, Doku, Diaz, all these up to speed for Chelsea? You can't just throw the kids out continuously because you're not going to go out with a team of kids against Chelsea.
I hear it.
So they're going to need minutes. They're going to need some form of minutes within it, I do think. And I am intrigued who's going to play on the wing.
Same here. That's why I'm super intrigued to see what the starting 11 is, to see who gets subbed on, see the amount of minutes played, because it's not. We can't even look at the game to start the season off as Chelsea as an easy game, right? I mean, I don't want to do a Chelsea preview just yet, but can we agree that game versus Chelsea is not an easy one?
It's not easy, but I think we'll win. I think Chelsea are a bit of a mess defensively completely at the minute. I think they're still trying to learn under the Maresca style of football, which I think will suit. I think playing Chelsea early will suit us better than playing them December, January time. Yeah. And when they've got used to that style of play. See, I've got a bet on at the moment with a couple of people. I don't think Oscar Bob's going to hit 1,000 minutes or over next season.
Wait, what?
I don't see Oscar Bob playing over 1,000 minutes next season. And listen, I hope I'm wrong. I just look at what we've got, and I'm like, there's other people in front of him.
No, I'm cutting Martin off because I wanted this show to end at 115, and he just brought up
something. You can do. Else. We'll talk about that another time.
We're going to talk about that another time. Everybody in the mix, Jamal, good looking out, Bader. I can't wait to see the day Guardiola leaves Manchester City. Oh, will it be glorious? When it happens, it happens. We're going to thank him for his time here. And obviously, we'll move because we may not win as consistently when he leaves, but we were winning before he arrived. So, hey, it's still going to be fun. It's still going to be joyous. That shirt is looking good, Bader. Thank you. I'm sporting it as much as I can, and we'll see my minions in it very soon. Letty goes, High B, and Blues. Good looking out. Last comment, Oscar Bob in the building. So before Martin takes me on another tangent with regards to the convo, I'm going to shut things down. I want to thank him and Gundalorian Pitch Points. He took time both of them took time out of the day to be a part of the channel. Han as well had to drop off, but much appreciated. I'm going to do my best to, again, be consistent with Why Always Me. And this was episode 107. We talked about the absolute perfect throwback kit, talked about the Community Shield, talked about Liverpool, Arsenal, and some other things. We will have my 115 one question 15 minutes sprinkled throughout the channel throughout the upcoming days. And on Sunday, when the season kicks off, so not after this Community Shield, but after the Chelsea game, CIA, Intelligent Agendas will be back. And I'm gonna.
Can I just add one thing, Bader?
Yes, Martin. You can add just one more thing. Yes.
The Mancunian Way is back Friday evening. We are back live. Going to do a show.
Friday evening, Mancunian Way is back, and the channel to the Pitch Points and Mancunian Way are in the description. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for being a part of the show. I'm Vader Games. This is Vader Games TV. Why Always Me? Hey, if you're a Manchester City fan, make sure go and get this. It's a beautiful kit, and we'll catch you on the next show. I'm Vader Games, Mancunian Way, Gundalorian. We are out of here. Martin, Pitch Points. We are out of here.
See ya.